So again, each of these streams does operate as a pseudo open forum. Let's just say, hey, look, it's Jun. Dilip loves the kind of cheese. So yeah, if you have any questions about Tekken 7 or about Hwoarang specifically, feel free to let me know in chat. You playing Jun Kazama? That's not Jun Kazama. Exactly, you'll have to wait for TWT for more info. And the finals is not that far off. Like, it's pretty close from now. So it's the third announcement that you have to get hyped for. Because if they don't have any information during the third announcement, that's a disappointment. So this is just to keep the what do you call that? The people excited that Tekken 8's possibility already exists. But hey, you saw the number of characters that were in the game. Or currently revealed. Cyanism loves the kind of cheese. If there was a beta right now, with only those characters, who would you play? Would it be Jin? Classic Jin Kazama? Or are you gonna go for the Kazuya? If not one of the Mishimas, maybe some Jun Kazama. Haven't seen her in the game for quite some time. Her first official follow-up game. Because the only follow-up game she's in are always the tag games. And Unknown is technically not canon. Technically. But who knows? Maybe they'll make Unknown canon in Tekken 8, right? Jin main easy. Yeah, kasi wala si Hwoarang eh. There's Jack, there's King. Law and Paul, take your pick. You know, when I first saw Law, I thought that was Forrest. But then I saw the 3 marks on the chest and I was like, it's Marshall. Yeah, she's finally back. All your characters are confirmed. You're good to go. You're fine. She's like, yes, they released Paul and Law. Those guys are too synonymous with Tekken already. And their ease of use is, well, pretty good. You'll play Jun. So that's the characters, right? You know what's more important? The mechanics. So they teased some mechanics. Some pretty important mechanics, mind you. And if you got to read the article where they interviewed, I forgot who, explaining like some of the new stuff in the game. Just some. They didn't give out all the details, but we can speculate easy based on the information we're given. So there's 2 main things, you know, that they added. They're adding wall interactions now, or stage interactions. That's a thing that Tekken never had. If you want a fighting game that has something like that, that's like Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive has always stage interactions. Sometimes wacky, sometimes not wacky. So when you saw King do F2-1 against Jack, that was clearly a stage interaction. So my question is it a one-time stage interaction or is it a multiple times you can do it over and over again? Because DOA has certain stages where it's only one-time use, and then there's a couple of other stages where you can do it all the time. Of course, you can't reuse it twice in a combo, but you can use it as many times in the match, provided, you know, you splat them there first, right? So that's one. Stage interactions in Tekken 4 are not that big. They're not that big. Like, big in terms of combos? Well, I guess the Infinite, yeah, fine, sure. But I mean, like, it activates a cinematic, gets? Because that's what Jack felt when he got hit by King F2-1 at that specific wall. I don't remember a cinematic in Tekken 4. Like, let's say I push the opponent to the wall and they get hit by this certain point. It's gonna activate a cinematic, give me extra damage, another relaunch. I don't remember Tekken having that. Interacting with the crowd in the stage, yes, that's been there. But I don't remember it giving extra damage. Or the potential for more damage. Because there is a stage in DOA 6 wherein you're surrounded, like it's a street brawl. It's Diego's stage, basically the counterpart of Miguel. And you can hit them into the crowd. And what happens is that puts them in stun. And you have a potential to do like more damage. So I don't remember Tekken 4 having that at all. That's what I mean by stage interactions. Stage gimmicks. Because the stage gimmicks Tekken has currently is the limited ones. Like the wall break, the balcony break, floor break. Which is cool. But it seems like they're adding more. Right? And DOA is like, always has that. Ever since. Yeah, ever since. Because Virtual Fighters is really just more of a ring out. Soul Calibur's always just been more of a ring out also. Some 2D fighters have it. Like GG Strive now has like the wall break to another side of the stage. Well, I mean, the stage interactions don't give you extra damage, let's put it that way. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, yeah, that's not natural. They're gonna make that natural in Tekken 8. No, they won't. So let's talk about heat action. Okay, when you watch the trailer, Law does heat action with like rage art. Again, since they didn't show rage, it's confusing to me what they're gonna do with heat and rage. I'm gonna assume that they're keeping rage, so that means you can do a rage art and a rage drive, since Paul did his rage art in the trailer. We do not see a glimpse of rage drive at all. Ito talaga si Jun Kazama. Not allowing me to talk. No, Duckbird's trying to win, so respect. Because when Law did his nunchucks thing, that was... And then the heat disappeared afterwards, I was like, ah, that's involved with this new aura? Because it's not red, because rage is red, right? It's synonymous with rage. In Tekken, at least. Yeah, Reg, I'll put you in the list. And then when Jin did it, when Lars did his off FF3, it disappeared, right? Into a full combo. When Jin did his, it didn't disappear. And that was on block. You know how worrying that is? That was basically the wall crush, it seems. Because it seems like it only disappears on hit. It doesn't disappear on block. And my issue with it is that let's say it's not, let's not concern ourselves with meter just yet. We'll get the meter. We'll get to the meter part eventually. Let's say heat does not involve meter. Let's say it's a one round kind of thing. Or one game kind of thing. I don't know. One round makes sense to me. If it's not that, right? Like, always on hit? I mean, obviously we didn't see all the other, heat moves, right? So for Lars, it's clearly FF3. For Laws, it's whatever that was for extra damage. On the rage art or heat art, I don't know. Because it's clearly not rage. They announced that in the first trailer. It was already there. Or what platforms it's going to be distributed on. So all hope for Tech PS4 is gone already. They're going new gen. Now going back to heat action, right? If it doesn't disappear on block, you already know wall crushes, right? When wall crushes first dropped, it was kind of crazy. Now I don't see wall crushes as often anymore, and wall crushes aren't really, well, they don't feel like a threat. So if this is a way to boost it as a threat, it's just like, whoa, you did a little bit too much there. Because imagine getting looped by Jin FF2 all the time. If not, it's not Jin, since we don't even know the input of that. Lars FF3 heat action over and over if it doesn't disappear on block. What am I supposed to do? That's a rage drive, man. That's a rage drive over and over again. That's like Leo or Paul Death Fist every single time, and they can always lock you in with another heat action. So it's like Dragunov running two, and then you get hit because you press the button. Of course, that's assuming if it works that way, right? Which I hopefully it does not work that way. The other thing that makes sense to me, if heat action is not like that, is that meter will come into the game. Unfortunately. As much as I don't want meter to come into the game, meter might come into the game. So you get to build up your heat, right? So to speak, to do heat actions. And that is mainly the moves that give you... It's basically just a rage drive, right? That's really what it is. Gives you extra damage, more plus frames, everything, whatnot. That's essentially what it feels like. But you're gonna gain meter. There's gonna be a heat bar at the bottom. It's going to be meter, at least 1 or 2 bars. What's more interesting to me is that if you mix heat and rage together, that's very, very interesting. Because they didn't show rage at all. Now, obviously, Paul did not have the aura when he was doing his rage art, which kind of says that they're separate. But in the assumption that they are together, right? In the assumption that they are together, that means if you don't have 2 bars of heat, let's assume it's 2 bars of heat, right? You can't panic RA. And you know what that means for Horang? Oh, I'm gonna have the best time of my life. Because you can't panic RA out of pressure anymore. I'm just gonna keep going after your butt. Of course, you learn how to deal with it, you get good at the game, yada yada yada. But it gets really annoying that you got stopped by an RA sometimes. Of course, we've had hype moments because of it, yes. And I'm here for that. But as a player, sometimes it gets a little, it's just a hassle. It's stressful sometimes. Did you not realize when they called it heat action? Do you know where heat action is from? It comes from this game called Yakuza, like a dragon. Oh no. You know what that means. It's called Heat, baby. It's called Heat. And there's gonna be a new Yakuza game coming out, right? And when they brought Noctis in Tekken 7, it was apparently for marketing purposes for the last DLC, I think, of FF15. So they're releasing 2 new Yakuza games, right? And they're calling it Heat Action, right? I'm not crazy, right? I'm not crazy for thinking this. You're telling me they're putting Ichiban and Kiryu in the game, or at least one of the 2? Really? That makes a lot of sense to me. Because it's called a Heat Action. It must be. What else could it be if it's not that? It must be. It must be a Yakuza character. Verse confirmed guest character immediately. Yamazaki loves a kind of cheese. Tekken X Soul Calibur, kind of. Like, that's where the soul charge and the critical... Well, critical edge was there since Soul Calibur 5. But the soul charge, that was something else. And if I know you don't have meter, that means you can't get out of my pressure. You go look, following that cheese. Exactly, it says heat system, doesn't it? It's literally right there in the text. It's in the fine print. No, you can't lie to me. No, the guest character must be a Yakuza character. I know who's coming. It's gonna be Kiryu and Ichiban. Bring both. They're both the main characters of the next game, right? They're duo antagonists. Hell, even if you just bring one. I have a high probability that they are the guest characters, the first guest characters in the game. Maybe they're like pre-ordered, well, hindi naman pre-ordered DLC, but like console release DLC, maybe? Like, come on, why are you calling it Heat? Regardless of how the mechanic will work, it's called Heat. Now, my other concern with that Heat action, right, is the fact that they're gearing the game to make it more aggressive. Now, people are already saying, not gonna lie, it's pretty stressful to play a very aggro game. Tekken 7 is already kind of fast-paced, more so compared to Tag 2. Well, again, Tag 2 had 2 life bars, right? So, but Tekken 7's already pretty fast-paced. You're gonna make it even more fast-paced? You mean I have to guess a 50-50 over a 50-50 over and over again? Yeah, Blackbird, I'll put you in the list. Yeah, Zangief will fit in if they want to put another Street Fighter character. Hell, you can put Luke. I don't really mind. Like, my question is, how does the heat mechanic work? That is the most important part to me. Because if that, in the same article, you're gonna say that you want to make the game more aggressive, which to me, the game already feels more aggro to begin with. Where is the room for neutral and defense? Like, what am I gonna do? Oh, nice. It's tough already. How am I gonna defend myself when there's more? Oh, I didn't confirm. Do you want a more aggro game? Tekken 7's already pretty aggro. Do you want a more aggro game? Do you? I don't. Personally, I don't. I'm okay. Like, this is fine. Increasing it more? Oh, no. I might as well just play Dragon Ball FighterZ at that point. The guest character storyline, they don't have to make it intertwined, really. It's not important. Just put him in the game. It's the same way how they put Spartan in DOA. Hey, it doesn't have to make sense, just put him in. It's the same thing what they did with, well, Noctis, they tried to, but didn't really feel it. I don't know, it's not gonna be a just frame. Again, it's also gonna be geared towards ease of use. Did you reserve a slot? Probably. Do you want me to put you on the list? No, that doesn't look 30% slow. That looks... well, obviously, for cinematic purposes and trailer purposes, that's not a follow-up, bro. You basically lost 80% of your HP. It's another rage drive. So, that's basically the main mechanic that's pretty important to cover around. Oh, I said it was number 5. Okay, so that means I put you in the list. Okay, I just want confirmation that you're in the list. Because you didn't say yes or no to it. I just said I can put you, and if I put you, that'll be number 5. Okay, so I have confirmation now. All right, cool. So that's like the main mechanic thing. Whether that will turn into meter or a one-round use or one-time use, etc. We don't know how it coincides with Rage. That's the problem. But we'll probably hear about that in the 3rd announcement. Again, it's fighting game announcements. You know how it works. The next thing to touch is... What's the next thing to touch? The next thing to touch is design. Obviously, we didn't see the UI. Ludovic also kind of cheats. I'm waiting for the UI. That's pretty important to me. Because I don't want to play a game that's UI looks bad. Tekken 7's looks okay. Oh, that's Finnish. Oh, that's technically... Yeah, that's good. You know, Chloe's the only character I can talk... Oh. I didn't know that. Hey, I mean, yeah, you do what you gotta do to win. Shaheen might be... oh, you mean one of the new characters might be later? I mean, they could be base roster. If it's full, you're good. Oh, it's technically not full because, again, the average sets for Cheese Dojang is like 10. So, don't mind me. If you want your slot, just say so. Yeah, it looked like FADs. That was the problem. Like when okay, my brain was off when I first watched the trailer. I was just like, ooh, look pretty. New stuff. Because that's all I was expecting. New stuff. Jun reveal. Awesome. Cool. Jin's outfit. Okay, we're going to talk about design. We're going to talk about design in just a bit. I'll just catch up with the comments first and then finish this set. Because it's, well, almost done. Whoa. And running 3. Sealed the deal. Again, good games to Duckbird. Good games. Hopefully I don't get too many characters I can't play. I'm Dragunov. DF2, True Paul Phoenix. How about Brian Fury? True Paul Phoenix, alright. Late. Yes, he is truly the inspiration to us all.